Ladies and gentlemen, heroes of all ages, welcome back to the Heart of the Storm. This is episode number 21 of HotsCast, recorded 10 p.m. on the right coast, 13th August 2014. HotsCast is the Heroes of the Storm podcast for the people, the players, the heroes, often off topic and always rail free. I am your host, Vincent, aka Rillandoon. And with me, as always, are two intrepid co-hosts. First up, we have Mike, a.k.a. Frostmourne Hungers, a.k.a. Fimless.
It's a trap.
It is a trap. And with us tonight is not Nerdy Char. Instead, we have very special guest, Steven, a.k.a. It's About Damn Time, a.k.a. The Geeky Husband.
Listen, you will.
It's hard to come up with things like off the bat, right? To like he says something, you're like, what am I gonna say? I don't know. Look, and it says right there, special guest. If you're watching the video,
guest.
Right
That's
there below
right.
him, special guest.
Yes,
because he is special.
So Nerdy apparently is sleeping, which is cool. This is due to overtime and collegiate things, PhD gettage, that kind of thing. So our good friend Steven was so gracious as to join the call. He was in the chat room and thought, hey, let's drag somebody in from the chat room. He was the first to volunteer, hence he is in the hot seat. So
he wins,
and
or
I could practically
some may call it losing, but
yes. And I could practically throw a baseball at him and hit him in the head right now because, well, couldn't throw the baseball. I don't know. I could roll it down the street. It's down 29 South, so it might roll all the way to
Yeah, it'll roll.
Yeah.
he could have come over and like been on your video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes in between.
Someday we will.
You could have like
30 minutes.
You could have like podcast crashed or whatever, you know.
Yes. Actually, we were talking about that. We are going to be doing some live commentary tracks for doing some what do you call it?
Sports.
Shoutcasting.
Shoutcasting. Thank you.
Shout.
Drop the term for a second.
You're gonna shout.
Nevik is glad he wasn't conscripted. Dude, you were like last choice in the chat room, honestly. All right, we have got a ton to talk about, so let's not hesitate. And you know what? This is the first I'm looking at this first line. I can't believe I missed this. On to the news that Fim's birthday was yesterday. What?
It was.
Was it really?
Yes, it was.
How did I not miss?
My son's is tomorrow, and today is National Lefties Day, of which I am one.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Hold on. I don't think.
And so are the last three presidents.
Is your birthday not listed on Facebook?
Which is good and bad. Yeah, it is. Like about 45 people said happy birthday to me on Facebook.
Hold on.
You were not one
yesterday.
of them.
No, I do not have you listed for your birthday yesterday. It's not on here. I have every other birthday. That's really strange.
Maybe I'm not sharing it with you. Maybe the WoW. Are you in my WoW list? Maybe the WoW people don't see my birthday. You're probably
maybe
set up as one of my WoW friends. I'll have to undo that.
Maybe that might be it. Hold on. Wait a second. I don't even have you. Oh yeah, there
Let's
it is.
see.
So anyway, happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday.
All right. And that aside, my embarrassment for not having wished you happy birthday. And yes, your birthday
It's on
is
the notes
not
at least
listed here. Oh wait, yes it is. What the heck? It is there, but it didn't pop up on my calendar. Dude, I am so sorry. I feel horrible about that.
You have it purposely set up to like not.
To not no, because I would have made fun of you. I always
like,
make fun of people on their birthdays.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Have to get the
It's
birthday.
just another
snacks in.
birthday.
This is true.
Just one more. A
This
long
is true.
line.
All right, let's get down
you're not
into
in
the news. First up, we're going to cover the free hero rotation for this week, starting yesterday, Tuesday, August the 12th. We have
That's a good day.
Arthas, Diablo, Kerrigan, Tyrande, Nova, Lily, and Gazlo. So, thoughts, gentlemen? Anything specific jump out at you?
I like Nova.
Yes.
I just want a game with Nova. So
I actually started playing Tyrande a little bit, and I like Tyrande. She definitely feels more powerful than she did before.
Yeah, I like Tyrande a lot.
Yeah.
Her healing is better than it was before too.
Her healing's better. Her damage is better. She's not as useless as she used to be. She was never useless, but you know, she feels
Completely useless.
more powerful, more useful, not less useless. I don't know, something
Well,
like that.
I like when they do this type of. It's a good mix.
It is a good mix.
But there's like I've been playing a lot of Kerrigan lately, so I'm kind of sad that she's on the free rotation because what I usually end up doing when I decide who I'm going to play as, I look at who's free and say, all right, out of those, what do you think's guaranteed somebody's going to play? And
Right.
usually I'm like, well, Kerrigan, Diablo from this list,
Right.
not because of
I have a
their
Diablo in every
playstyles
game,
in the game.
Yesterday and today.
Exactly.
Yes.
But then you can kind of play for playing against that character.
And are you happy to see that Murky is not on that list? Because I know I am.
Oh my goodness!
I always hate when
so
Murky's
tired
on
of
the free
Murky.
week.
Was so
Yeah.
tired of Murky last week.
Yeah. Murky's really.
See,
And-
the thing that I find good is Tyrande actually works really well against Nova because she has the owl
the D.
thing.
Yeah.
So
And her D, her
any
reveal.
of those,
Her
and the
Hunter's
reveal, the Hunter's Mark thing. But a lot, she's really a good counter to any of the stealth characters. So if you
Yes,
have
she
one on
is.
there, she can usually make them because she can say, "Oh, look, I see that little fuzzy thing moving around. Let me hit it with the little owl." And now you can see it, then you can Hunter's Mark it, and people can
Right.
kill her.
Yeah, I like that. Having that the Hunter's Mark there to be able to kind of perma unstealth them, as well as the owl to reveal them. Because we've talked about that there almost seems like there's not a lot of good ways to reveal the stealthers. That you're limited to, some of the classes, some of the heroes are limited to a targeted attack. You have no like just AoE or just open attack. So it actually ends up that you can't reveal them. So it's nice
you're
having that
standing there going,
Tyrande
"I
to help
can't
you.
do anything. Look, they're
Right.
right there," and you're like clicking on the thing. Alt click,
Exactly.
click.
Right.
Can't do anything.
Right.
And I've seen, but the one thing I've seen in the last 2 days, and I don't remember if we saw it when we played yesterday, was a lot of bad Diablo players.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh,
Yes.
just, what's great when you're chasing someone down and Diablo pushes them away.
And yes, exactly.
Or it's like Raynor when he shoots them and they
And pushes
like,
you
help
through
them.
your own
Stop.
gates. Yes. Thank you, Raynor.
Stop helping them.
Thank you, enemy Raynor.
Yes,
for
I appreciate
pushing me
it.
through the
Thank
gate
you
and
for
saving my life.
But yeah, that's basically what our Diablo was doing the last couple of the games was smashing people through their own gates so that we couldn't hit them anymore. It's like, what?
And we
did
should
you do
point out
for?
that was not Nevik because
No. Nevik
Yes.
is good at Diablo.
No, yes,
They
he
nerfed
is.
Diablo though. So
Yeah. Wah, wah. All right, we've got a ton to talk about, so let's get on to the news topics. Topic number 1, and these are going to be kind of in a rating escalation of importance and whatnot. We new bundles are now available for purchase in the shop. Blizzard reminds us that, quote, if you purchased a bundle pack that's no longer available in the shop, you haven't lost any heroes, skins, or mounts granted by those bundles. We will be testing a variety of bundle packs throughout the alpha, which means we'll remove old bundles and add new ones over the weeks and months to come. Please also keep in mind that all real money purchases made during technical alpha testing, including bundle purchases, will inevitably be reset and refunded to your Battle.net balance with future account wipes.
it is
So-
inevitable.
Yes, anything you buy with real money, you're just getting that back. You're just getting refunded your account back, that money in credit, and everything we've bought
In
so
gold,
far, gold or
basically.
real money. So it all resets back to zero, basically.
Yeah, all the money you spend will be refunded to you in a equivalent amount of gold, as far as I know. That's how they're doing it.
Right. Right. Which is, it's going to be interesting to see how they do that. They did the exact same thing with Hearthstone. The exact same thing.
Well, they did it with the first wipe. They gave us back gold for the money we spent. When they really did a wipe, because they haven't done a
No.
wipe. They only did one wipe. With the one time they
No,
wiped
the first
us,
wipe, they didn't
they
refund
gave us-
the real money.
Yeah,
they just
in
you
gold.
kept whatever you. No, you just kept
no,
whatever
the
you bought.
first time I think they gave us gold back for real money, didn't they? I thought so.
No.
Just the
No,
gold
the
purchases
first
they gave
one-
us stuff back?
The very first wipe,
Yeah.
they did not refund cash. They just, you kept whatever you bought. The next time.
Is that what it was? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, because
The
remember I
most-
started the whole rant and then
Oh, yeah.
it turned.
That's true.
I didn't have to rant because I was wrong.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
What
Steve.
about the most recent one you guys, when they got rid of the artifacts. Did you guys get refunds back for the money you spent on the? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I
Some.
got the
some.
Got a lot, as far as I could tell.
Well, I didn't check my actual balance, like to yes.
I don't remember. Yeah, calculated.
I don't know how much, but I actually got an email telling me that I got refunded amount.
I got an email about that. I don't think that was from that. I think that was because there was a bug at some point, like when they first did the artifacts. Nerdy's on. You'd hit the button a few times, and whatever, and it wouldn't work. Now this is going to be fun to try to figure out how to get her on here.
Try to split them between the two.
Work. Yeah, I don't know.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
You guys are gonna have to talk while I try to get everybody else.
That's fine.
That's no problem. So I don't know if you guys talked about it much, but I know the artifacts are gone. What are your thoughts there? Were you enjoying that experience? Was it turn off?
Well, funny you say that. That's actually the very next topic that is going to involve. I'm actually. Well, I'm quite perturbed by it. Quite upset, to be honest.
You're not on video yet, Nerdy. I don't know how I'm going to get you on there. You're also quiet.
Am I?
Yeah, super quiet.
Yes.
Super quiet. So yeah, before we get onto that, what do we have here? Nerdy actually found this.
Better?
Yes.
Yes.
The
Sorry,
blue post.
I had to change Skype settings.
No worries. I'll read it until she's like in the notes and everything. Oh no! You are in the notes.
I'm just pulling up the website. Yeah, sorry. I suck lately.
No, hey, listen. Overtime.
I just
look at that. She's in there.
I literally just screamed at my doctor today because they won't give me antibiotics for my pneumonia.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm pretty irritated.
I can get you a wet dry vac. Can you use one of those?
At this point, I'm like thinking about it.
My mother-in-law has pneumonia right now too.
Yeah, no, I understand. I had my phone on silent from work still, and I kept hearing it buzz. I was like, "That's just Facebook. No one's texting me."
No. We have a special guest. Do you see our special guest?
Yes, we do.
I do. I see.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You can look up. She's up for you now. So you look straight up.
Yeah.
She's straight up now.
Straight up. Hi.
If you want to just get yourself set up, just mute yourself, and when you're ready, just unmute yourself. Come back in. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So here in the notes, we've got a comment from Swarley 1982. And the comment is, I really like several of these bundles. If I didn't already own 7 of the 9 heroes being offered, I would certainly be looking at getting 1 or even 2 of these bundles. And
that was something that I was kind of annoyed with because I own almost everything anyway. But
right.
I would be willing to pick up, I don't know. I would like the idea of maybe getting, okay, you can take 1 of this level character and 1 of this level and
right.
1 mount of this, I don't know. That might be a better way to do it.
Well, what Char points out here is that Riot kind of fixed this with flexible bundles. Mm-hmm. With those, if you already own some of the champions or skins, they deduct those items from the bundle and lower the overall cost to compensate. So that's actually pretty cool. That would be a very, very cool way of addressing
to handle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, of course, if you owned everything but 1 item in there, then if you bought the bundle, now instead of paying, say it was a $10 hero, and that's the only one you didn't have in the bundle, and it was 60% off, right? You'd be getting 60% off to the 1 hero. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
which is okay, I guess, but
well, they would have to scale that, I think. You know what I mean? I think there would have to be some kind of scaling in that regard.
You'd think.
I don't know. It's tough to say how they do it, but yeah. But that would be the only ways.
See, I would like them to go both ways though on that the way Riot did, where they not only did the bundles, but they also have more often they have the discount, where certain heroes have a discount for the week.
Yeah,
so they're on
that
sale.
would be like the weekly sales.
Right.
Yeah. So Arthas is only
exactly
$350 this week, and discount the gold amount, just discount the dollar
real
amount,
money amount,
because then people will pay the real dollar amount. Right. See, if I could get Brightwing for $5 instead of 10, I might just pick her up,
Right.
you know, because
Right.
it's $5 and it's on sale. Therefore, I'm going to do it. But
Right.
if I'm like, oh, I can just wait till I get 10,000 gold and then get it, then I'll just grind out the 10,000 gold.
Yeah. And I think that is going to be more of a viable strategy for the store once we see the number of heroes increasing a little bit over what we have now. I mean, we have a
Once
decent
everybody
amount
doesn't
now.
have almost all of them.
Well, and that's the other
Yeah.
thing too, is that everybody, because of throughout the course of the alpha, I mean, we have pretty much all of them. So once that gets reset back to 0, and also when
Yeah.
there's just a few more, I mean, we could use a few more pages.
You know, all of us
heroes.
that were in the alpha are going to have like 800,000 gold when they reset us every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I'm curious to see
I'm
how they
okay
do
with
that.
Buying them all.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they do that.
Well, I don't think they said that they would refund gold at the launch of the
Yeah,
game.
that's true. Just
So
a
they'll
dollar.
give you your money,
Right.
but I don't expect that they're going to say, "Hey, here's all your gold too." What
Yeah,
they're
I
likely
think-
Probably
going to do
not.
is say that alpha, like, "Hey, you played in the alpha. Here's a free mount, and here's a free, skin."
They
or
might give us some
something like
gold
that.
anyway, also, but who knows?
Right.
I think they said it would
I
be
would-
credit on your Battle.net account.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I would like the thing. I mean, I don't know that they'll do this because it kind of undermines some of what they're trying to do. But like Strife has, is it Strife? Maybe is that the one with the gods? Strife.
Yeah, that's a third
Yeah.
or
Str-
close range third
Strife.
person.
Yeah. Strife has a thing. Yeah, I should know since I bought this. A thing where I think it was $40, and you basically bought the game and all the gods they are ever going to come out with. You don't get
That's
any
ridiculous.
skins or anything, but you get every god they had and every god they'll ever come out with
That is
as
cool.
like a founder. And so you basically had access to every. So if you wanted skins, you still
Right,
got to buy
Smite,
those or
not
whatever. Smite, you're right.
Smite.
Strife is the
Yeah,
other
Adam-
one. Strife is a
Adam
different
corrected.
one. Smite is
Those
correct.
two games are. You can't. Whoever the second one was, you can't name your game that close to
Strife.
another game in
Yeah,
the same
it's-
genre,
it's annoying.
trying
You're
to do
right,
the
Smite.
same thing. Like, no, you only changed 2 letters.
Yeah, it's-
That's it.
it's
2
too low.
letters. You took out the M and you added an R and an F. That's
Put
not
the T
enough.
over there. Yeah.
That's not enough. Like, what the heck? Yeah, that drives me nuts.
See?
But
I
anyway,
screwed it up because of it.
And-
Actually, it's sitting right here in front of me on my desktop. Smite. It's right there.
Smite.
I might
And
go
have
look
you
up.
guys
But
heard
Strife
about,
is on there too. But Strife is on there too.
I don't know if you guys have heard from Gamescom over this last day, but they announced
Yep.
Smite is going to be available on Xbox One.
Yep,
no,
yep.
didn't see that. But that
That'll
makes
be a
perfect
good one for
sense.
Xbox
Smite
One because of
is
the
a
type
good
of
MOBA
game it is. Yeah.
Yes, Smite is a
Well,
good
because
MOBA
it's
for
a
that.
first-person shooter basically as
Well,
a MOBA, or
third
third-person
person.
shooter. Third-person
Close-
shooter as a
Close
MOBA. I
following,
mean,
yeah.
third person kind of arena.
it's close.
Yeah,
Yeah, over the shoulder.
they'll definitely have to do something about fixing the camera angle though.
Mm.
You know, because
yeah.
in Smite you can use the mouse to control the camera angle. That's so difficult on a controller in third person. It'll be too much. They'll have to fix it, almost like Mass Effect style.
Well, the other
Actually,
question,
like Mass
I didn't
Effect
see it.
style.
Did they say that they were going to allow cross-platform play, or is they going to be its own?
There's no
Like if
no,
you
there's
have
no way.
Smite on the one, you're just going to play against the Xbox One people.
On one,
I think
yeah,
it has to
those
be because I
servers
think that's
can't.
the Xbox thing, the requirements. I think they do that.
Well, I mean, you
Although
can't.
PC,
PlayStation's not cross-platform either.
well, I know PlayStation won't be, but for Xbox might let you do it with Windows just because they own Windows.
Well, yeah, I don't know about the server, like the actual on the technical end, the servers being able to.
Well, the only reason why Destiny isn't allowed to be cross-platform is the service agreements with the different vendors. So because PlayStation
true.
says you can't play against people on Xbox Live,
Right.
and Xbox Live says you can't play against people on PlayStation, and other they have cross-platform agreements. You can't do that.
Right.
So if the game's on this one, you can't play on that against people on the other one.
And speaking of Destiny, oh my
anyway.
god, that game's amazing. I
Yeah, I
can't
pre-ordered
wait. Oh man, cannot wait. Okay, let's move on to topic 2
Back
because we
on
got
topic.
a lot to cover.
And we woke up
Okay.
Kaylee to be here.
We woke up
so.
Kelly. Yeah. So now
But wait.
Go,
Before
yes.
we go on, did
Oh, yeah.
we celebrate Fem's birthday? Did I miss that?
Kinda.
we celebrated the fact
See,
that
so
I'm
were
an
you the one that put it
idiot
there?
And completely
Were you the one that
forgot.
put it there? Because Rill didn't even know it was my birthday.
Kaylee wrote the notes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's true. She
wrote all
did.
the notes. Yes,
I forgot
I
it.
completely forgot.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I'm a
He
total
completely
kid,
forgot.
So I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to say
Oh,
anything. We also celebrated National Lefty Day, which is today.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was left-handed day.
My daughter used to be a
I'm a
lefty,
righty.
and then she broke her left
Yeah.
hand, and after 6 weeks of being a cast,
Sus,
she
look,
stopped using her
lefties.
left hand as much. So she was 2. Anyway,
This is our signal when we see each
yeah,
other.
I
we
was
do
really
this.
upset. She really did. She was using her left hand for almost everything, and then when she got out of the cast,
They
She
say
could have been a pitcher,
left-handers
man.
Don't live as long, so
She
now
could have been a
she'll live
pitcher.
longer.
she'll
There
live
you go.
long.
That's exactly it.
Probably either that or
That's 'cause we're busy
ridiculous
doing this.
propensity to jump off of things and do flips. So be her downfall one day.
Okay,
Messing with
back
my
on
camera
topic.
again. Back on topic. Topic number 2. Are we ever on topic?
No.
Off and off topic,
No.
as I said in the head of the
We
show.
could be below
Did
topic.
I make it worse by showing up?
Yes.
Were you on
No.
topic before I got here?
No,
No,
we
of
were
course not.
actually kind of on topic.
We were,
I think.
yeah.
I don't know. It's okay.
Topic
because
number
of you.
2. Blizzard truly surprised us by announcing that they are dropping the artifact progression system entirely. As PC World so aptly stated, barely a fortnight after Blizzard outlined plans to introduce a new artifacts progression system to Heroes of the Storm, the functionality has been removed. This system was supposed to rival the rune system in League of Legends and give players a meaningful place to spend in-game gold, but due to issues with balancing and outcry from a very small and statistically insignificant number of vocal minority fans, that's my own editing
I wonder
there,
who wrote this.
I noticed. I was like, I didn't write that.
Blizzard decided
that part?
to prematurely kill the system rather than make an effort to make it work within the Heroes system established thus far in the alpha.
If they just
Emphasis,
dropped all the
edit,
values
mine.
of everything, it would have been
That's an
like
awesome edit.
they could have left it in.
Well, okay. So
Go.
I've always been the negative Nancy on the show about HOTS, and as much as I love it, I've always been the devil's advocate and everything.
Yeah, I would
got
say
what-
devil's advocate, not really negative Nancy. Devil's
people
advocate.
people got what they asked for with the artifact system because people were complaining about how League of Legends is so toxic and Blizzard's gonna combat that because they don't allow this and they don't allow that. Well, I mean that's what they're doing now because they said their own words were on their press release. Many of you voiced concerns around fairness issues, correct build issues, balance, and new player tension. Those issues outweighed the benefits of the system. So everybody who's mad about this, it's your own dang fault.
Well, the idea of what they were working for with Heroes was to keep that stuff out of the game and the items and all these other things that people were always yelling, why did you do that? That was stupid. So by adding this in, like someone easily could have taken like a mana artifact. Look, it's Doctor Who for Illidan. And how useful is that one? Absolutely not useful at all because he doesn't have mana. So, I mean, at that point now you're getting to where you could have that environment. Although you already do, because I had somebody yelling at the Diablo in our group for being stupid, all like in a whole game. That was great.
No, it's already a toxic environment. Let's not.
Yeah. I mean, that's
let's
just
not
people.
pretend
That's just
otherwise.
human.
It's gamers.
human
I mean,
being.
gamers
Yeah,
unfortunately
it's human beings.
have
It's
the
not just
ability
gamers.
to be
It's
the
human
most awesome people on
beings.
Earth. Well, yeah.
It's human
Human beings
beings.
suck.
Period.
But people destroy things very
Yeah.
quickly. Environments.
No, I mean,
and-
I liked the artifact idea of the artifacts. The issue was they were way too powerful. They
I agree.
swayed the game way too much.
I
Now,
agree
if you want to
entirely.
make it so it's like a few points here and a few points there, or as Crahan suggested, make them adjust the talents. Like, so if you use this artifact, it adjusts your 3 talent, it adds a talent to your 3rd level, or, something that changes things
smaller
where
incremental changes.
smaller changes, or gives you another talent to pick from, where you may not even pick it, or something. In that
I
respect,
agree.
maybe that would go okay. I mean, that's the only.
Steven,
I don't
what are
know.
your
I don't know
thoughts
what would fix
before I fly off the handle and really
He's gonna go.
I get all ranty panty.
All right, so here's where I'm coming from. Listening to the dev talks and listening to Blizzard talk about why the artifacts are coming into the game, they didn't talk about expanding builds and really expanding the depth of the play. They talked about spending in-game gold on interesting items that weren't the only thing that you can buy right now, which are heroes. So I think the idea and the concept behind what they were doing for these artifacts is interesting. But instead of making them affect gameplay, I think they need to bring back that system so that the characters play in different ways visually. Like take the Dota model, allow for Wirt's leg to be in there, and now anyone who buys Wirt's leg is going to walk with a limp. Now every character that you buy, if you buy them, they're going to walk like they've got Wirt's disease, and they walk with a limp. Yep. Because, it's going to cost more to do that. But the value of a player to see that happen, as long as they move at the same speed as they did before. If the animation's different, the player feels, hey, I've got something unique about my character because I bought this artifact. And they're connecting fans to the lore that they're already, in love with. So I think they were right in the sense that the artifacts were an interesting addition to the game. I enjoyed them because I was rolling through people because I knew what the heck I was doing with them. But if they're gonna bring them back, I think the better option is to make them a cosmetic addition to the game rather than a strategic addition to the game.
Okay. No, I like that actually, and I love how you talked about the Dota 2 model, because immediately I then started thinking about all of the community created skins and armor
I was
sets.
thinking about Stitches having something other than the hook when he comes and hooks you, like some other, like he could have well,
he has the fleur-de-lis
a ship
with the,
anchor, or when you have to give him skins,
he comes in with a wrecking ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See, now
play that.
Right.
If I played that song, we would get muted here for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
don't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, Twitch doesn't like that anymore.
And don't sing it just like her because they will know.
But then
I watched a lot of Hannah Montana lately, actually, but my daughter's 6, so I use that as
so
an
weird.
excuse.
So weird. But yeah, like I definitely see what you're saying, and I think that's awesome. But my only issue is because it's like in WoW, right? You have these ridiculous quests to get these legendaries, and then everyone and their mother can get that legendary too. Like, legendaries used to mean something, and now they're just lame. And it's like, okay, so did you get your legendary yet so you can raid? It's like, so if I buy Wirt's leg and 3,000 other people have Wirt's leg, then I'm not special anymore, and what did I spend my money on? What did I spend my time on? Like, that would irritate me. If it's going to be something that you can get in game through like a system, it better be something that you have to earn for being like awesome.
But I think there is definitely a disconnect just in this genre from that you really don't have that.
I know.
That kind of mentality. There's enough of a disconnect that you don't.
Well, I think that most of these
people,
most of these companies don't want to do things where a 0.5% of the people that play their game will have this thing. They want more people, they want everybody to be able to do it, especially if they're trying to make money off of it, obviously.
Right.
Or if it's a sync of some sort. They want everybody to be able to get that or whatever. They have the mounts, and they have this and that. They have all these ways of customizing your character right now in a visual way. I think it's just that to have additional ways of doing that would be great. Like I said, I don't have a problem with. A lot of it seemed like it was like you said, Stephen. It was the idea of giving you something to spend your gold on, but also having some kind of additional progression system. They wanted somewhere where there's somewhere to continue to go. I can look back at our notes, the original notes from the last one, where they talked about that. I think I have it in here somewhere. And I really did. I wrote down like what they were talking about in that, where they were saying why they were doing it, right? Because we talked about that in the thing. They said, let me find it. That's progression system artifacts. Small bonuses, but meaningful. Hopefully meaningful and just difficult decisions. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, basically they wanted to give you a way to use your gold for something other than buying new heroes and something
Yeah.
other than cosmetic changes. I believe they said in terms of being able to buy skins eventually, which isn't even in yet.
Yeah.
But the
Well, I see
progression
for the
part of
progression
it,
system, that was part of the goals was to unlock more stuff.
right? But
But I
that's
know
the
I
thing,
wrote down
the
here
progression of
something
it.
else they were pointing at.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you guys are
So,
done before I
yeah.
launch into my rant because I'm gonna get pretty upset in a
Oh, I'm
moment.
sure. But anyway, so I mean, I liked the idea of it. I think it was way too powerful. So I could see them maybe coming back out with it again, but changed significantly.
Right. And
Okay.
Nevik has an interesting, how about a visual effects progression system? That would be interesting. Spell effects and whatnot. He says not too unlike the original idea behind the D3 skill system with the runes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. I could see that.
Well,
My
I like
problem.
see like what the way he
Go
says
ahead.
like with the runes is the same kind of thing with like Crahan said in some respects, where you change the effect, yeah, that spell effect, right?
Right.
So we can give. I think that would be cool if those were how we visually changed our attacks. So now, you could have a particular artifact that would change your red fire into green fire, or
Sure.
or something like that. Or so the artifacts could be an artifact, and then it has a different effect on each hero. Now, of course,
Right.
they have to program that, which kind of is a lot. But
Right. All right. So
okay, go ahead.
launching into rant time. All right. Two, all right.
Should I get a
Two
drink?
caveats to this. Okay. First is how do I put this? Okay. I've always been a huge supporter of everything that Blizzard does, everything that Blizzard, everything they make. I love all their products. I love the way they set up their games to be playable by all, but you have to work hard to master it. I love that feel to it. They've done a lot to listen to the community. They always have. They're very good at listening to their community, better than most games out there, particularly for the size that Blizzard is. Blizzard is a juggernaut of a company. There are very few companies on Earth that have the revenue stream and the revenue of Blizzard. And for them to listen to their community as much as they do is incredible. This is a company that is like my life's dream to work for this company. So I'm not trying to deface them in any way, but what I'm about to say. The other thing is to put it into perspective is I am very much a min-maxer. I love theory crafting, min-maxing. I've talked about this before. During Wrath of the Lich King, which kind of offshoot for half a second, probably the greatest MMO experience ever, and I don't think any game will ever top Wrath of the Lich King. Any game, any expansion, anything that was like the pinnacle of MMO gaming for me. No, sorry. and I don't think anything will ever beat it. However, that aside, so I love theory crafting. I love the spreadsheet mentality of it. I would pore over spreadsheets for hours in Wrath of the Lich King to get my rogue to be the highest possible DPS for even the crap gear that I had. I was very good at that, and I did very well with it, and I love that. So that aside, this system was put in place to offer progression. Excellent. That's what we needed. There was something above what the normal system was at the time. It was put in place to use something for your gold other than buying heroes. Wonderful, because I've already bought all the heroes that I want. There's a couple left that I haven't bought. Frankly, I'm probably never going to play them, except for, when they're free, maybe. Okay. Here's the problem, is that relatively a small amount of people complained about the system, that it was too powerful. Yes, it was. It gave too much of a powerful boost to the heroes. Instead of sticking by their guns, which is something they do a lot, they stick by their guns and they say, okay, we'll fix it, we'll tweak it, we'll edit it, we'll see what we can do to make it work. Instead of doing that, they just ripped it out of the game. They said, fine, you win, it's gone. And as soon as they did that, I'm choosing these words very carefully, okay? It felt like I got punched in the balls, not slapped in the face. There's a reason I say that. When you get slapped, everybody's been slapped in the face. When you get slapped in the face, it stings. It smarts, it's sore, and then it goes away. When you get punched in the balls, sorry, Kaylee, you're not going to know what this feels like, thankfully. Every other
That's
guy
not true.
listening, okay, fair enough. Every other guy,
I will not get graphic.
every guy listening is gonna know what I'm talking about when I say this. When you get punched in the balls, it hurts like crazy. It drops you to the floor. Okay, it's like one of the worst pains imaginable. But then afterwards, it hurts even more. There's a second pain that comes in, and you get sick to your stomach, and that lasts, depending on how hard you got hit, could last for an hour or more. So it's a lot
To
different than
the
getting slapped in the
pain.
face.
It's
It,
like
it is. It's a
Princess
different
Bride.
kind of pain. And that's what it felt like. It felt like getting punched in the balls because as soon as that happened, I literally stopped playing. I just stopped. Heroes was my absolute number one most time played primary game. And I just stopped playing. From that point until today, which whenever that change came out, which I believe was 2 weeks ago, until
Yesterday,
today
you
or
played
until
yesterday.
last night. Right. Yesterday was 2 weeks, right? I played exactly 6 matches. Four of them were with Mike last night. I played 2 matches with Nova like a week before, and I was like, and I just logged off. I was like, yeah, I was so upset by it because they just relented immediately. They didn't even relent. They gave up and they just yanked the system out. They didn't say, let's tweak it, let's bring it down a little bit. They didn't even make a hint of the fact that they're going to do that. They just said,
Yeah.
fine, we're removing it entirely. And just
Well, I
almost
can
like,
see their point
screw
in
you
some
guys, I'm
respects
going
where
now.
they felt that if they just left it in, they couldn't easily just say, okay, let's just change some values here because we don't know really what needs to be changed. Let's remove it. We'll put it back in our internal thing. We can tweak the numbers
But they
there,
didn't
and
say
when
that.
we want to put it
They
back.
didn't say we'll
No,
put
I
it back
know.
on our eternal. They just said, fine, you win. You
Oh,
vocal
yeah.
minority, whiny little bastards, you won.
They might be
Okay.
playing it close to the chest. You never
Well,
know.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
That's
the other
fine,
thing
but
is
say
they know the
something about
numbers.
it.
They know how people are winning and what's going on. They can look and say, "Oh,
That's fine.
look, if this guy didn't do this, is things right." Look at because remember in the Q&A they were like, "This is what we hope. We hope that it's gonna be a little bit different, and it's not gonna make a huge difference. And if you have it, it's not gonna be like game changing. It's just gonna change a little bit, and it's not gonna be a big deal. But we're gonna keep an eye on it. We're really gonna look at it, and we're watching, and we're watching." And so I think they acted upon them saying, "Okay, we're watching," because they weren't sure what was gonna happen, and they saw. Because I could see even like when we were playing matches, you could tell if you didn't put your things in, your artifacts in before the game, and you went in there, you
Oh,
were
you could
basically
tell.
going to be sitting in the back and
Right.
not doing anything because you were going
And
to
that's
get killed
fine.
otherwise.
And that's fine. In the system that was in place at that time,
Yeah.
that made sense because they were too powerful, and that's fine.
Yep.
But they gave in immediately to the vocal minority, which there's always the vocal minority. Always.
Oh yeah.
There's always going to be a small segment of people that are going to whine and bitch and complain, and they just gave in and just eliminated the system entirely. No communication as we're going to rethink it, we're going to retweak it. They basically just said, fine, you whined, you won. I hate the fact that they let the whiners win because as soon as you let them win once, they're always going to think they're going to win after that. There
Yeah.
was no pushback in
Well, they didn't
every other
necessarily
game.
say we did it because the people whined. Although they actually wanted to show that. I think part of it was they wanted to show that they are listening because they kept repeating that.
And
in
they
the
are
Q&A
listening.
also.
And that's
But
fine.
they
Listen,
also
but
are
don't give
looking
in.
at numbers. Well, but they are all looking at numbers too. They're not just
They
going to
are.
go, "Oh, you know
But
what?
they
These
gave
people are
in.
complaining, and we're going to get rid of the whole thing because they were complaining." They said they're complaining. Let's look. Oh, look. Yeah, it's a big difference, and that
Oh, it
makes a
is.
huge
I
difference
agree it
here. And
is.
look at all the numbers. Let's get rid of it. Now they didn't
But
say
that needed to
that,
be
and that kind
communicated
of
better.
sucks.
It
Yeah,
needed to be
well, I agree. I
communicated
think it's
better.
a communication thing.
Because the way it was worded is it's gone, it's never coming back. There will never be a progression system like that again. And now all we're left to do is theorize on it.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
don't
think that
know.
if they had adjusted it a bit, they could bring it back without a problem.
I
No,
think
Crayhen, I am not part of the minority bitching about it.
I think Blizzard has a track history of doing this role though, because I mean, look at WoW. They have year after year after year given in to the whining, stupid people that play that game that want it to be the easiest game that has ever existed.
But they don't give in, though.
It
They
went from
don't.
being a hard game where you had to be good to a game where you can walk on and never have played before and be in full epics in like a 2-day span.
No, that's not true.
It is
That's
true.
not
It
true.
is so true.
There is a
And-
huge difference between raid finder gear and actual heroic raid gear. There
I
is
just-
an extraordinarily small percentage of the population that can raid at the level of Blood Legion and Method and those likes. So there's still that 1%. It's still there. Now, have they lowered the bar of entry? Absolutely, and that's fine.
Well, that's
every MMO
money.
has. You find me one game that's hard these days.
They want to
Honestly.
keep people.
That's the whole gaming.
Yeah,
like,
find
genre
one game
has
that
just
is
got too easy. It just in
Well,
general.
it has to though. It has to.
I don't agree with that.
It has to.
They're trying to bring in more and more people. They have to have levels, and I think that's what they're trying. What
And that's what
Blizzard's
they're
been trying to
doing.
do.
Right.
Play Hello Kitty
try to have
Island
stuff that's
Adventure and
easy
stop
and-
ruining the games that I like because they're challenging.
Well, you can still raid nothing but heroics. You can still do, what are they calling it? Or not legendary. What are they calling it?
Mythic?
Runic raiding.
I don't know.
Mythic.
I mean, I've literally played WoW since beta, and it has just gotten easier every year. It's just, it used to be challenging. It used to be a thrill to be able to kill a heroic dungeon boss, and now it's like.
I agree that the heroic dungeons have gotten much easier.
Easy.
I agree. I agree with that. It has gotten much too easy for the heroic dungeons. I can agree with that.
Tangent over. My point was that I just think Blizzard has a history of doing that, of pandering to the people who think things are too hard or whatever.
I wouldn't say it's pandering though, and I can agree with your point. I understand your point, but there is pushback. There is give and take. There is, okay, you guys said this. Let's bring it down a little bit, or let's bring it up a little bit. We'll work it. They'll change the system, and it's slow progression to that. It's incremental. It's over time. This was just, hey, you guys complained. Fine, it's gone. Poof, gone, done. It's like it never happened. It was in for one freaking week. 1 week it was in game. I don't even know if it was 1 week. I think it was in game for 5 days, and it was gone.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
And like that's just like that, and that's the other thing. Like 5 days. 5 days. Like that is just the quickest you guys won, you complained ever in the history of ever. And that's really what bothered me. If they intend, and God, I hope they intend on putting it back in, like what Steven said with the system he was talking about, anything, that would be wonderful. That would be amazing. And I hope that's the case. But communicate that. Let us know that that's the plan. Because it was just a kick in the balls to just remove it after 5 days. Because there were not enough people complaining that it should have been pulled that quick. Was it far too powerful and not game breaking? Yes, without a doubt, it was infinitely too powerful. The percentages were way too high, but just bring them down. Say, okay, we're taking everything and cutting it and it by 75%.
Well, it's what they did for the talent unlocks. They changed it to unlock faster, which I think they did a good job with.
And they did a great job with that because that was far too slow.
I just think I think the idea of the artifacts, I don't know. When they were first announced the idea of the artifacts, I was very against it because I thought that it went too far along the lines of where they didn't want to go, where they have always said they didn't want to go, and that really went with all the things that they were that we were saying before they announced it, with the fact, the fairness issues, the correct build issues, the balance issues, the new player tension, and all that stuff. That's all the things they ran into, and I think I'm almost wondering if they thinking, oh, this is great, we're gonna do this, right? This is all great. Then they realized, like, okay, oh crap, this is like violates all the stuff we didn't want to do. But let's put it out there and just see what people say. And if we get even a few people saying this does all these things that we thought that it does also, then we'll just take it out. So it almost like they're like, it's an experiment. Let's see what happens, I can't read whatever you do in Skype because of the way I have the things showing up, so...
Mike, I would agree with you, except for it's like Will's saying, it was really sudden. It was like a kick in the balls,
I agree.
right? So like,
well, that's why I said that's why to me it almost seemed like it was already in the works, that they weren't sure it really was going to work ahead of time, and they thought, this is probably not going to work, but let's throw it out there for a second. Oh, you know what? Oh my God, really bad. Take it out.
Yeah, no, I think
right.
I agree
and
with
that's
you.
the part that hurt.
I think there's something that we don't know as the alpha testers,
because they usually don't do that.
Yeah, there's some other reason why it happened. It wasn't just because people complained. And
that's fine. Yeah. Communicate it.
Communicate
it.
I mean, if it was a live game, I think they would, but we're alpha testers. They're just kind of like
alpha. They have no requirement to tell us anything.
Exactly.
No, I understand.
We should be grateful we're playing this game at this point.
And I am grateful. I am absolutely grateful.
Yeah,
the game
I agree.
is freaking amazing. I love it. But I mean,
Nevik says hats. We need hats.
we do need hats. We do need hats. Yes, you are right. Hats.
We need hats.
But
What did you type in
don't
Skype?
just-
I need to read it.
And it wasn't even just a lack of communication on what they're doing
Can't read
further.
it.
It was just like, hey, you guys complained for 5 days, gone.
Video's
done.
gonna be broken for a second.
It's just it was too swift. It was too decisive.
Okay.
It was too you win.
To summarize,
Yeah.
Blizzard,
No, I agree.
You broke Rill's heart. Way to
You
go.
did. You really
Way to
did.
go.
You really did. And that wasn't even the.
He needs the dating show so he can find another company to love.
No.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
One day I'll work there somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'll sweep the floors. Who knows? But no, I still. Love
If
it.
I was
be
willing
like,
to,
"That's
not that
all
I necessarily are sure that they're would hire me. There are plenty of job openings they keep posting that I could do, and I keep going. If you let me work from here, I would do it
See,
because I'm not moving the family.
my
Oh,
one
don't
saving grace
forget.
there is that my wife would probably only be willing to move to Southern California if we were to move.
Yeah.
So
My wife would
I
probably
would
be
be good
fine
there.
moving to Southern California, and she works from home anyway. She can work anywhere in the country or
There you go.
anywhere pretty much. So
my wife
we
could
could
too.
go,
She's a photographer,
but I would
so she
not
can
take
work
my
anywhere.
kids out. My son's just about to start high school, and all my
kids in kindergarten.
they know everything.
What?
Yeah, you can move.
She's not even going to remember it.
No.
Seriously, how much of kindergarten? I remember one day of kindergarten is the day I had to stand up the whole day because I called a kid a nerd and made him cry. So
I remember a lot of
literally had to
kindergarten.
stand the whole day.
My first day of kindergarten, my lunchbox leaked. It was a very bad day.
The punchline of that is that you are now the
You are
nerd.
now the
I am.
nerd.
I
Yeah,
am
that's why I
unbelievable
laughed
nerd.
so
yes.
hard.
I'm an unbelievable nerd. I'm proud of it. He is a Marine, and he was a Marine, and now a cop. And I called him.
He's
a nerd.
not a nerd.
It's probably his whole life. He's like, man, you can call me a nerd. I'm gonna teach him.
No, actually, he was a really small guy. He was kind of,
Yeah, in
he was a small
kindergarten.
guy. No.
Everybody was
Even
small.
I mean, he's really not that much bigger now. Yeah,
He's
I
the
was
small,
friends with that kid
scrappy
all the way
type?
through high school. Well, I guess we could say we're
Well, there
friends.
you go.
I don't know. He punched me in the eye one time.
You
But-
probably
That's what she
deserve
said.
it. It sounds
I
like
did
it.
actually. I'm making myself so much. I literally,
Okay.
that is I think the only time I ever made anybody cry in my life is in kindergarten. I was not a mean person in any way or mean spirited ever. All right, back on the rails.
Back on the rails.
So that was topic 2. We're gonna have a couple. We'll have the links in the show notes. We've got a PC Gamer article that Kaylee found, an Ink Gamers article, and a ZAM article as well. And then there's also an explanation of the talent progression system, which they did post back in July, but this is a good video to watch. So that'll be all on this site as well. Topic number 3.
Did you want to say anything about the fact that
Go
they
ahead.
increased the speed of the?
Oh yes, we did
talent
mention it
unlocks?
during
We
the
said
rant.
quickly about it, but
Yeah, they did. They had taken the speed of how you unlock your hero abilities. This is your hero level, not you level, your hero level. You had to get to throughout the level stages to unlock the talents. So you would start out with only 2, and then you get 3, and then you get 4 as you leveled up. Now that's not actually the right numbers. It depended on the hero and how many talents they had.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've sped that up considerably, which is nice because it really felt like a kick in the
Slow.
balls to you're level 40. I've put probably, I don't know how many, probably 100 or 150 hours into this thing already, and then all of a sudden I'm playing a hero that I didn't really play much before, and I only have the newbie skills on them, the first 2, and it's like, wow, I'm level 40, I'm the max level I can be. 40 or is it 30?
40.
40. Wow.
40.
Brain fart. Thank you. And all of a sudden, I'm back to not being able to play better than somebody who just got into the alpha. So it was a little much. So they relented in a good way and sped that up, which is nice. I like that. I even noticed it last night because I forget who it was, Malfurin. I think I only had level 3 or 4, and I already had all the things unlocked, where before you had to be level 6, I think, to have them all.
Yeah, level 2 you get the second heroic. At level 3 you get the next set of talents, and level 4 you get the rest.
Right. Okay. So by level 4, they're all open. And level 4, I mean, you could be level 4 in 4 matches, 5 at most.
Yeah.
Which
If you play with a friend, it's 4 matches. Or
Right,
so.
exactly.
It's really quick.
yeah. So thank
Just
you
not
for
co-op.
Not co-op. No, that'll be more co-op. You're like halved in your XP. Let's
you
go
don't
on to
get anything
topic
for
number
winning.
Exactly. Topic number 3. This is the big one. This just happened. This just broke. Actually, let me get a timestamp on this. Let me go to the blog post. As of where was it? There's no hour mark on it. I thought there was. Anyway, as of about 8 hours ago. Today, Wednesday, 13th of August, Gamescom 2014 is taking place in Cologne, Germany.
5 hours ago.
It was a 5 hour. No, it said 5 hours 3 hours ago. So that must not have changed.
Oh wait, hold on. 6 hours. The last comment looks like 6. The first comment looks like 6 hours.
Oh. Yeah, but they go by the newest.
6 hours. No,
Not
I'm
the
going to
oldest
the
at the
first
top.
of them. 6 hours.
But then
Looks like
also
6
the
hours.
voting up changes that too.
No, I don't think so. 6 hours, I think.
Doesn't it?
It's when,
All right, 6
when
hours
it was
ago.
posted.
Okay, 6 hours ago. We had 7 hours, says Adam. We had 3
Maybe by
new
now.
heroes being added to the Nexus. That's right. We've got 3 incoming. Save the just 1 that we got the last announcement. Now we got 3. From the Diablo universe, the lesser evil Asmodan, who looks absolutely amazing in the game. Ridiculous. I love the
I
model.
agree.
I love how they
His
model's
scaled him.
awesome.
Oh, it's sick. I can't wait to see him
rings.
running around more, though. I want to see him.
Scurry.
Exact. I was going to say Scamper, but Scurry. That's a good one.
Is he going to look like, what's his name in LOL?
Forgot.
Orgot.
There you go.
Same
I
idea.
play League too much.
You do play League
I
too
knew
much, yes.
before you even said that. I'm like Urgot.
Urgot, yes. From the Warcraft universe, we have the big bug himself, Anub Arak. Not Anub
He looks
Rakan,
cool.
Anub Arak. There are different Anubs.
God. Yes, there is a lot of noobs.
Yes, Mike is a noob.
Like me,
This
I'm
is
a
Anub
noob.
Arak.
Exactly.
Nevik is a permanent Anub. But
Permanent
yes, this is
Anub.
Anub Arak.
Oh,
And
jab on
then, and then we have the man who has graced our login screen from day one. This is something that the Nexus podcast has been predicting
Yes,
for a
every
long
time.
time. Every time there's a
time.
new hero to be released.
Who's it going to be? Chen.
gonna be
Who's it
Chen
going to be?
Sunset.
Chen. Who's it going to be? Chen.
Adam's going to pipe in with a LOL in a moment as soon as the chat room catches up from the lag. Yes, Chen Stormstyle is going to be in the mix. And as soon as I watched the video, I was immediately reminded of who from League? Kaylee, the barrel throwing guy.
I didn't watch the video. Oh, Gragas?
Yes, thank you, Gregus. Couldn't think of the name. Should have looked it
Little
up, but I didn't. So, 3 new heroes this time.
Except I think he rolled around in the barrel.
Yeah, didn't he throw the
Chen.
barrel once? He threw the barrel.
No, I think all I saw was him
throws the
rolling
barrel.
around in the barrel. Or
He drops
throws
the
it
barrel.
too?
He,
Okay.
he rolls in the barrel. He threw the barrel. He beats people with his stick.
Does he burp?
Not a
though,
euphemism.
Like Gragas does?
I don't think so.
He
Well,
should probably burp.
I mean, it is
That's
Chen
awesome.
Stormstyle. I mean, the guy is famous for making beer. So, at some point, there's going to be something with him chugging, and
I don't know. Maybe one of the R's.
I mean, we already have Stitches who farts biogas all over the place.
Okay.
Certainly do.
Blizzard does love
he
their
does
poop
have breath of
jokes.
fire. There you go.
Yeah, he has breath of fire. That's right. He was breathing. Oh, come on. He's going to take a swig of beer. He's got a Zippo, and he's got the breath of fire. I mean,
That's
come on.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
Zippo.
just-
I don't know.
Is the
Maybe
Zippo part
torch.
of the WoW?
I think a torch.
legendary item?
No.
That's actually no. That's a crossover from StarCraft because
okay, yeah.
Rayner actually has it rolled up in his
Yes.
sleeve.
Yes, he
He's got
does.
a pack of cigarettes and a Zippo rolled up in his white T-shirt.
Or heck, way back to StarCraft 1 when the guy's smoking in the video.
That's right.
Oh, you are one ugly man. I can't remember the line, but it's something like that.
Adam says he fills up with brew instead of mana. This is epic. You guys got to watch the trailer. Find it at hotscast.com. It's
very
right there
cool.
embedded into the show.
I liked
notes.
watching. I liked watching a noob going.
Yes.
He it looks like he goes underground,
He burrows
and then kind of like he burrows and moves underground, and then can pop up. He can even go under impassable terrain. It looks like.
Yeah, because
Huh.
you
That looks awesome.
you saw him in Guardians
Yeah,
of
that looked
Terror.
cool.
He actually goes through
Yeah.
the greenhouse.
Yeah,
Instead
and then
of,
pops
like,
up underneath somebody.
I mean, instead of
So-
Sonya
That's pretty
who leaps over it, or Illidan who can leap over, he actually goes
Or
like almost-
Abathur who can dig and then come up. But
Or
it looks
dig.
like he
Yeah, it's like
hides
Ab-
underneath and sits there and then waits and then can pop up.
yeah,
something.
Cool.
yeah, it's very cool. So check those out. It is very, very cool. Like I said, a neat little video there. In fact, I believe there's actually a live feed of everything Blizzard does at Gamescom that's on their YouTube channel. I
Starting
noticed it on the
soon.
World of Warcraft channel, It might be in all of them.
They do have a Gamescom specific webpage that's pulling in all of their hashtag Gamescom, like Heroes Gamescom and stuff like that. And I
think it starts in again in like an hour or two, because Gamescom starts again soon.
Yeah, 6 hours off.
I think they're 6 ahead. So
East
7
Coast.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's 7. It's 7 o'clock now.
Okay.
They're in Germany or something, aren't they?
Yeah, Cologne, Germany.
Cologne. Yeah, so like 7 hours, 6-7 hours.
Yeah, I think is it a 7? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Depends on the time of year. I think right now it might be
does.
7. I don't know.
Yeah, because we still do daylight savings time and all that crap. So, all right, reactions. What do you guys think? You happy with the 3?
Chen, yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Well, all of them really, but Chen, like, I love him in WoW, and I'm really excited.
Chen's the freaking man.
I always do. No matter what I'm leveling, I always do his quest chain because I love it. It's super fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they play off Chen and Lily. Sorry, my cord's getting caught. You know, the little dialogue in the beginning. I want to get in there and see what that dialogue's going to be.
Yeah, that'll be cute.
Are you ready for an adventure?
Yes,
Uncle.
Hey, Uncle Chen.
I'm always ready for an adventure.
Right. I'm stoked that they have another Diablo hero, though I know a lot of the community was hoping for Diablo support, and Asmodan will definitely not be support.
No,
you cannot possibly.
I can see him be. I can see him
specialist.
He's either specialist. Is he a specialist? I don't remember if it said.
Be. I don't
well,
think
he could be. He could be a warrior, possibly, but I don't think so. I think he'd be better as a specialist.
He's too casty.
Well, it could be a ranged warrior. Finally,
He might be an assassin, like a.
That's true.
He's a heavy assassin.
Maybe heavy. I think they're going to play him very much like Zagara, where it's a support.
Yeah,
or, I'm sorry,
specialist.
a specialist. Yeah,
more a siege. Well, Zagara is a siege, as far as they're concerned.
Specialist.
I think they
specialist category.
I think they definitely were teasing that he was a siege, because I remember him throwing that like black bomb.
Mm-hmm. He's also got some kind of like hand lasery thingy.
Yeah. Random Geek just said.
Well,
he's
yeah, his
specialist. Okay.
That thing that he does in the fight in D3.
Yeah,
it's that same green sweeping.
Does he put the crap on the floor? That's really annoying. Does he do that?
Adam's saying that he calls demons he's a pusher. Very nice. And he's no, I actually did not see the Blizz Planet.
He hang out at schools? Is what you're saying? He hangs out in the corners in the schools. He's a pusher.
Mm-hmm.
You're showing.
He looks cool.
Yes, I'm trying to find the Blizz Planet interview now.
I am just shaking my head.
He looks cool.
Let's see. Stop it. Go away. Whoever's buzzing my phone. No, I don't see it. I'll have to find that.
I think Adam's excited about. Look at his like spam of excitement in the chat.
Yeah. He's a little bit excited there.
I like Asmodan. I like the Diablo, the fact that Diablo's available to play as is exciting. So like the other villains are really the characters that I'm interested in playing as. So Asmodan, I don't have as much of a connection with him as I do Diablo, but very excited to play as.
I'm going to see.
That's how I felt about Arthas. Exactly how I felt about Arthas.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to see Malthael?
Yes.
I think that they can pull every one of the Diablo, prime and secondary evils pretty easily.
Adam may have found his new go-to.
Yes. You think Chen?
He's shouting Chen.
Yeah.
Yes, and he
can
now be
the one thing for Diablo that I think that would be difficult, even though they are a little different, would be like, say they wanted to do each of the main angels or whatever, justice and
that'd be great.
Wisdom and all. They could do those, but I think those are a little less differentiated than the evils. Like the evils are very differentiated in what they do. All the angels are angels, and yes, this one has the staff, and this one has the hook, and this one has this, and you could do different things with those. But they all kind of look like angels. They're not very differentiated in their looks. They're all angels. The evils are all like, look, Asmodan looks very different than Diablo, and Well,
the one
but
of
you
wisdom?
want them to look different so that when you see them on the field, you know what they are without having to go, well, which one is that? Oh, that one has a
That's a
hook.
good
Okay,
point.
that would be.
Who's the Archangel
It's
of
a pain.
Wisdom?
Wisdom was
Oh, it was
Malthael.
Not Wisdom, man.
He's death now.
Who's the female? The female one.
She was Hope.
Was Hope?
I don't remember her name. Hope.
Oh yeah, Ariel. She would
Remember,
be.
because she could sing. La-
Yes. She would be fantastic as a caster, an actual pure caster, because there is no pure caster in the game, really. I mean,
she could be a Nova caster.
You have Tassadar, who's really a caster, but he's considered a support. Not really that supporty, though, only because of the shield.
He doesn't heal.
He doesn't heal, but he has the shield. He's almost like a disc priest in that regard. I would love to see her as a pure caster. I think that'd be
Just
great.
a damage caster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she could be a support too, because if she's Hope, they could do a whole bunch of things with Hope, with healing and
Right.
supporting
Yes.
and enhancing, like a bard type idea where you can enhance
actually,
things.
That would be good, like a buff. Like a
No,
buff.
they need to
buff.
bring in Kael'thas.
There you go.
Chaos would be good.
That would be
Kael'thas
awesome.
would be
With
good.
his glowy.
Oh, they have so
shoulder
many. See,
sword.
if they bring in all of these heroes, then they can do sales.
Yeah, that's exactly right. See,
Beginning
that's
of-
what we're saying. That's what we're saying. It justifies having one on sale if you've got 50 to
Yes.
choose from. Or
Oh,
60.
they did say they intend to have a ton of heroes, like just
They're
boatload.
gonna take everybody.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they bring in, see, I'm gonna start advocating Kael'thas, because then, like, when he dies, he can be like, that was merely a setback, like every time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
this is true.
This is my
true.
new, this is my cause. I'm going to champion from now on.
Right.
I
All
just,
right.
want,
We need
I just
Phoenix.
want Deckard Cain.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Deckard Cain. We
Absolutely.
need Deckard Cain.
He can
I
play
think
like
he
a
might
murky,
have to
like
be
he
support.
dies
Or,
easily.
yeah,
and
specialist.
Strong, you little bastard. Stay a while.
No, I think what happens is he doesn't actually die. He just kind of sneaks away. Like he just,
Right.
Oh,
he just kind of, he like goes, oh my god,
My
my back. Walks away.
I'll stab you with my Herodic cube.
Yeah. I think he should be able to summon the Skeleton King.
Who are you?
Hold on one
Not
second
the
while I look in my
Skeleton
book.
Skeleton King does not have a sword called Frostmourne.
Actually,
don't
what he
care
does,
if
he just
you
talks
hurt
you to death, I think, is what he does. He just
Yeah, right.
He
That's his
literally-
R. He starts talking and everybody
His
falls
R is
asleep.
Speech of death.
his main attack is that he just literally throws books at you.
Yes.
That's freaking brilliant. That is
He pulls him
brilliant.
out of his
I love
bag behind him, right? And he's just,
I love it. Well, I mean, listen, the guy has got more messenger
Or he
bags
has his
full
cube.
of books than anyone who's ever lived. Because
Or he could have the Roger Cube sitting there. He's pulling stuff out of the cube and throwing
in
it at you.
about 250 hours of playing that game, I don't think I've ever gone more than 15 minutes without finding one of Kane's satchels. I mean, the guy's
Yes.
got thousands of satchels.
They're all over.
Thousands, and they're all
Traveler
full of books.
satchels.
So yeah, he'd just be
Yeah,
chucking them.
K Run here, like getting people locked up, kind of like ETC, and they all sit down by a
Yeah.
fire,
Instead
and
of
he'll
the
say, "Stay a
dance.
while," and
Stay a while. That would be one of his R's. One of his R's is stay a while and listen.
Yeah.
And you
Instead of
hit it, and
stage dive.
everybody sits down and goes.
Instead of stage dive.
yeah.
Indian style. They all have to
Yes,
sit
exactly.
Kane lecture. Kane lecture.
Everybody
instead of
pulls
stage
out a
dive. I
little
love
little
it.
pipe.
Something tells me that this is not going to come to fruition.
Probably not.
No.
They need Decker Kane though. Come
Oh,
on.
he's definitely getting in the game.
He
There's
will.
no way
He
they
will.
pass him.
Especially because they
He'll be
killed
there
him.
somewhere.
I mean, they
Yeah.
killed him. We don't know. I mean,
What?
may come back.
Spoiler, huh?
Diablo
Hey,
4.
what? Oh, shit. Spoiler.
Diablo
It'd be a
4.
Tyrael skin, which makes no sense, but it would just be funny.
Oh,
Like,
that'd be a sick.
I'm
real
Tyrael.
skin.
but I look
Deckard
like
Cain
Deckard
Tyrael
Cain.
skin.
Tyrael skin. Oh,
That'd be
no,
funny.
That'd be awesome. That would be so good.
I think we need what's her?
That'd be so
you
good.
need to have a what's her name as a Diablo skin.
Leah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she needs
that'd
to
be
be
good.
Diablo skin.
A Leah
That'd
Diablo
be
skin.
awesome.
That'd be good. You know who they really? You know who would be great is if they brought the what's this? Sorry, spoilers. Yes, is if they brought in the followers, Enchantress, the Templar, and the Scoundrel. How fun would they
Yes.
be to play? I mean, the Scoundrel's a little too close to Vala, and the Templar is basically now the Crusader. but the same voice actors. Like that would be great. I love those guys. Like
No, there you go. We figured it out. So Deckard Cain actually is Deckard Cain, but he actually changes into the different followers. There you go. As different, you can switch into them, and then you could be in different like forms, and he could be this form or that form. Or
that's so good. That's so good.
Because Deckard Cain comes walking out, and all of a sudden the scoundrel shows up.
Yeah, and there's kind of a precedence for that with with Abathur, because. The whole thing is like people argue is that if you don't know who you're up against, you don't know, how you're going to play the match. Well, all of a sudden you could have two of somebody. Yep. So if you know you're up against Cain,
or that could be his talents too, where he actually, instead of it actually being him that changes, maybe his talents actually give him access to a follower. No, to a follower.
Oh, access to
who goes with him and does the attacks for him. Like you're talking about, like he doesn't attack. Well, the follower does. So he's walking around, and the guy behind him is, because if you actually read the books and stuff, he never really attacks anything. It's always the people with him. So it would be he's got just people with him that do stuff. Except for his R, which makes everybody sit down and fall asleep.
Stay a while. Crahan says, or he can craft items with his cubes. I like that, with his cubes. Give it to the heroes.
That would be buffing people, yeah.
That'd be good buffing, yeah.
I'd like to see them do. You guys were making me think about it with talking about the silly Deckard Cain stuff.
That's silly.
It is very silly.
I'd like to see them do a hero like Udyr in League of Legends, where whether you're in Q stance, W, E, or R, you can do different things. Like you can either attack fast or run fast, or whatever.
Or like the Spider Woman. What's her futz?
Yes, or the Cougar Girl.
Nidalee.
Yes.
Nidalee. Yeah, the Navi.
We just know what they are. Yeah.
Well, they kind of messed with that with Rhaegar because he's switched to the wolf.
Yeah.
But like you could use it as the druid from Diablo 2.
Absolutely.
Because
they could have done that with Malfurion,
the bear too. And the wolf.
Yeah, except they went crit chicken without the crit chicken for Malfurion.
Yeah.
He's a non-crit chicken.
Yes, he's kind of chickenish, but he doesn't turn into the chicken.
Right.
Laser chicken. Yeah. I think I like the idea of the multiple forms, and I think that's kind of a test, almost, the Rhaegar. I mean, they didn't give him attacks that are different in that form, which would be cool. Isn't there something that? Oh well, when you turn into the Dragon Knight, you get the two other attacks.
Right. And also the Garden Terror, you get that.
The Garden Terror. Yeah. So I mean, that would be cool to have that kind of thing, like the different forms where you would get different types of attacks based on that.
Right.
But it would probably be a very difficult hero to play. Just like Elise is difficult.
That's a good call, Adam. Brawl Bear Mantle. Very nice.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
I want to play as a Crocolisk.
What's that? You want to play as a Crocolisk?
I want to play as a Crocolisk.
Yeah. How about Nat Pagel? He'd be fun.
There you go.
Oh,
Nat Pagel would be
he would be good against Murky. He would be.
Yes.
Should be like
he would be
Nemesis
the anti-Murky
or something.
Yes. He gets like insta kill like all the way across the map, or he can.
I think if the R thing comes up underneath Nat Pagel, he just like ignores it.
Right.
If the little like the squiddy thing, he just laughs, and a boat pops up and he rolls over it or something.
And as he runs, pages from the Green Hills of Stranglethorn fly out behind him.
Fly out all over the place.
They need more flying heroes. Like a big flying Sindragosa would be freaking amazing.
Yep. Well, they talked about and I think there's even been some data mining for big dragon dude. What's his name? Cataclysm, Death Mantle,
Deathwing.
Thank you. Yes.
Death Mantle.
Talked about him.
Death Mantle. That is exactly it. Death Mantle.
Death Guy.
Bear Mantle.
Death Guy thing.
Death Guy.
Black dragony thing stuff.
But I do like
of
the
Doom.
I like Brightwing. Just a flying Falstad. How they're constantly in air. I think that's cool. A cool animation. I'd like to see more of that. There's a bunch of those in Dota 2, and I really like those champs in Dota 2. So that'd be cool.
Bat dude.
Bat Rider.
Bat Rider. There it is. Okay, we're way off.
Dragon aspects would be cool.
Yeah.
Dragon aspects would be cool. Well, you know what? I mean, we're kind of on the topic of who else, Pipe Dream you'd like to see coming up, because we just got 3 awesome ones. So, Steven, I'm going to put you on the burner. What do you think? Who's your pick for the next one they're gonna add?
Uh,
Not even realistic, just out there. Who do you think it should be?
Well, I think that they're going to actually bring in a carrier from StarCraft. Just a full-on
Wow.
carrier.
That'd
That
be
would
cool.
awesome.
I mean, you've got a tank, so why not a carrier?
Why not?
That'd be
I think
cool.
they should have the medevac.
Oh, medevac would be fun. That would be fun.
Okay, yeah.
To be able to
Medevac.
pick up a hero and move them, that'd
Yes,
be fun.
that'd be awesome. So you'd pick them up in your base, you bring over the thing, and just drop
Yeah.
them off wherever you need them. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right,
heal
Mike, what do you
them.
think?
What do I think? Well, I don't know. I mean, there's so many, and we've talked about them before.
You're the crazy.
I'd love to see. I mean, not even going crazy, just looking at generic things. I'd love to see like the Necromancer from Diablo.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be very.
That'd be just some cool stuff you could do where you can have him raising skeletons to go, almost like the Abathur things where, spawn stuff, or Zagara spawning things. Have him spawn the skeletons and just the different death effects and stuff. I think
Right.
that would be cool.
Nice. Kaylee, what do you think?
I don't know. I kind of threw all mine out there already.
Yeah. Come on, give me one crazy one.
I still think we need that little gnome. Manastorm.
Oh, yeah.
From
Millhouse.
Ice
we need
Crown.
Millhouse Manastorm.
Yeah,
Manastorm.
Millhouse Manastorm.
That'd be a good one.
We need Millhouse Manastorm he should turn into what's his futz? The demon dude. What's no.
Yeah.
He's in
I want the
Hearthstone.
knife,
Hearthstone.
please.
Why did I want the knife? Wait, he rolls the thing. He rolls the thing.
If I had to pick the next one,
He's gonna wipe that booger on your coat there.
Waiting
aren't you?
for-
She's gonna let that. She's gonna
waiting
let
for
that
someone to
freeze
see.
in your coat.
Jaraxxus, thank you. I knew Adam would know. Jaraxxus. He turns into Jaraxxus. One of his things would be Jaraxxus.
Ooh,
Because he summons Jaraxxus.
It's burning. It's burning. Turn that chicken over. It's burning. I'm just gonna have a
Yeah.
chip. Just one chip. I just want one chip.
We need the golden boy. The golden child.
Go ahead, Kaylee. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, if I had to pick my next one that I actually really truly want in the game, it'd probably be Kael'thas, but or someone similar. But
Setback.
yeah, XT would be cool too.
XD would be cool.
Yeah,
XD
that'd be
would be
fun.
cool. You know, now you got me
Except for
thinking
the
about
really
burning your
annoying
sound.
noise.
So I'm not gonna give you a name. I'm just gonna give you a sound. All right, you ready? You guys have to figure out what it is from the
Oh
sound.
god,
You ready?
this the guy from Seth Calls.
Yeah. The what are they called?
The Raven Lord?
explodes and you have to hide behind.
Oh,
the
the other guy.
The dude, no, the whole class of enemy. What were they called?
Arakoa.
Arakoa.
Yeah, Arakoa, exactly. Needed the Arakoa boss from
Sethic.
was it not Sethicall? What's the other one? There were
Shadow
two that
Labs?
there. The one that you got the druid mount off of, that brings in the crows.
That was the Raven Lord.
Yeah, that wasn't Sethicall, was it?
Yeah,
Was it?
Yeah.
it's
That
right
wasn't
before
Seth
the end
Calls.
boss in that room with
Before
all the
the end
crows.
boss.
Wow, I thought it was
One
the
right before the
across
end
from
boss.
Sethicalls.
No.
Because there's 4 in that.
Well, it wasn't Shadow Labs
No, that's
No.
right.
and Manitombs. It wasn't that one
It
because that
wasn't
one.
No,
Manitombs.
it wasn't
No, you're right, it is
Manitombs.
The other one.
Manitombs were all
Yes.
undead. Sethic.
What is the fourth one? God, BC was so long
The fourth
ago.
was the... I don't know. Was there a fourth
What was
one?
that ring called?
Alkindun.
Akandun. That's right.
Akandun. That wasn't that the fourth one?
No.
Oh, Akandun.
The first one was the top one.
Crips.
Yeah, Crips. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. It was Akandun.
Akandun.
Yeah.
Don't say no to me. Hey, I remember something. I never remember anything. See,
Yes, Akandun.
you just said Akandun. Oh wait, yes, that bird.
All right.
We're gonna have a lot of those birds in the next expansion. So,
Oh, the Arakoa.
because
Yeah.
they're
Good.
they're in.
I like the Arakoa.
Well, they redid their model, didn't they? That was one of the
Yes.
ones they.
Yeah, because they're not as broken as they were.
And the reason
In
why
the
I love the
outlet.
Arakoa as much as I did, the Ravens, the whole
I
thing
think
was I
Steven's
love
falling asleep
Ravens
over there.
and Dark Crystal.
You must love Game
Dark
of
Crystal,
Thrones.
yes, they are
You
Dark
love
Crystal.
Ravens.
I
They're
love Ravens. I always
Skeksis.
have.
We need to add Skeksis.
I am in
More
House
Skeksis.
Ravenclaw. So
Oh.
I'm
More
just smarter than you.
Skeksis.
It's all good.
More.
You may be brave, but I'm intelligent. Hold on. Adam's
Are
got
you
one.
erudite?
Rakinichu.
That's me. Rakinichu.
Oh, that was you. I'm sorry. I saw the
Yeah.
geek. Yes.
That's the
Fallen boss in Diablo
The guys
2.
in Diablo 1, anytime you'd kill the Fallen, they would say Rakinichu.
Right.
And you'd kill him. And so in Diablo 2, it was like he protected the Stonehenge
Okay.
Yeah.
in Diablo 2, and I love that character. I love that enemy. So that'd be a cool one, because you didn't get bring in all the Fallen characters. Everybody knows what the Fallen were from Diablo, so they'd be very recognizable.
I did not play 2 enough. I need to.
I played 2 a
go
lot.
I played a decade of 2.
Most people did.
Yes.
I played 2 for 2 months prior to the launch of 3 because Nevik gave it to me because he found out I'd never played 2. So I think about 3 days after saying that, I had a box on my doorstep that was 2 in being shipped to me.
Well, I just got it. Not Diablo, but StarCraft 2. I just got an email that you can get it for $20 and the expansion for $20.
I saw that. Yeah,
if
$10
anybody's
each.
interested in that,
Yep.
$20 each.
Very well worth it, even if you never.
Getting
played
ready
the
for the next
PvP.
one. You can tell.
Yeah.
They're already getting ready for the third one.
Just the story mode. The they don't call it story mode.
yeah.
What do they call it? They call it the
Adventure or whatever it is. Campaign.
campaign is absolutely amazing, and you need to play it. I suck at StarCraft so bad, but gosh, I love that game. The campaign is incredible. All right, we pretty much got our predictions done there. So Kaylee, she has a happy joy video that she found. She's doing a little dance. If you're not
I
watching
was
the
so
video,
excited when I found it.
Yeah.
It's such a. Did you guys watch it?
it is. It's awesome.
It's like sad. I was like, oh,
awesome.
and then it gets hilarious all of a
It's
sudden.
awesome.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah, I
go
love
watch
it.
this video. I can't play it obviously right now, but the link will be in the show notes.
Yes.
It's
Full
obviously
video, not the link. You'll be able to watch it right there in the
Oh.
embedded player. So
Even better.
yes,
Even better. Sorry, I'm not the website.
that's all
person.
right.
Yeah, basically, obviously, Stitches isn't new to the game. I talk about him all the time because he's like one of my favorite champs or heroes. I mean, but the cinematic is new. And, you know, I was talking last show about how Blizzard needs to make more cinematics. And they made one of Stitches.
They
I'm
made
so
a bunch.
happy.
Blizzard
Yeah.
cinematic.
You seen the
team-
Snickers commercial?
It-
I think they
what?
did it too. They did a bunch of these. They did a Snickers. I think it was them. I don't think it was a machinima by somebody else. They did a Snickers commercial. It was hilarious.
Blizzard
You know the ones where
cinematic
it's
team-
somebody else and they're like really
Oh,
like
yeah.
being all mad and whatever, and then they're like, you need a Snickers. You're not yourself, you know. And so it's pretty funny.
Blizzard cinematic team is better than DreamWorks, Pixar, and Sony Animations combined. Like they are just the epitome of epic
When they do the
animation.
real animations are crazy. The
They're-
in-game ones are pretty funny too.
The in-game ones are funny and they're good. The
That's
real
what they're
ones
doing
that
with
they
these.
do are
Oh, they're crazy.
absolutely ridiculously good.
Wait. Best cinematic ever made was in Wrath when
Yes.
what's his face starts the battle with
Yes.
Lich King. Every
Yes.
time I level a champ, I watch that cinematic all the way
Yes.
through. It's
Yes.
like, can't believe
Yes.
watch it again.
So good. So good. Oh, I'm gonna go listen to the score from Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
Just invincible. Just so good. But yeah, they need to make a movie at some point. Actually, speaking of that, I hope they've never done anything since in this style. I hope they do something else like the Diablo cartoon kind of animation that they did. You remember that? Before D3, it was the what the heck did they?
There's the hand-drawn one.
Yeah, the hand drawn, right? Exactly.
Oh yeah.
That style was gorgeous. They need to do that again. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, please make this like a monthly show or something."
You know
It
who
was
did
so
that?
good.
That was shoot. They're a bird. It's a blue bird. It looks like the Twitter account, but it's not Twitter. It's
Bluebird,
man.
Bluebird of
Oh,
sadness.
and I worked
Bluebird
with
of
them.
happiness.
They did. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Keep talking and I'll find it.
We are so good at names tonight, guys. So good.
Yes. So they need to do that again. They need to have that team. That's pretty much it for this evening's show. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about, anything else you thought of during the show that you want to bring up?
I've been playing a lot. I've been losing a lot.
Yeah, we got raffle stomped pretty hard last night.
Yeah,
But I was very rusty, so I'll blame that on myself. I was very rusty.
Titmouse.
The bad
Titmouse.
There you go.
Titmouse?
Yes, it was. Yes.
They're amazing. They do basically everything. But there is on YouTube, if you were to look it up, it's the Titmouse Animation Studios trailer, and they've done some like weird stuff that doesn't look all that great, but they do Metalocalypse, that show.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I was like, I know this name.
They did Black Dynamite, and then they've done some other stuff. But yeah, they did that special for Blizzard, and it was awesome.
It was amazing. Diablo 3 Wrath. There it is. I'm not going to play it.
Venture
Excellent
Brothers?
plan, apparently.
They do Venture Brothers, yep.
Hots
Motor
needs
Oh,
a Draenei hero, like Valen or something.
Draenei would be cool. Draenei would be very cool. Absolutely, I agree. All right, let's move on over to the wrap-up. First off, let's start with our special guest, Stephen Haberman, a.k.a. The Geeky Husband. Let the folks know who you are, where to find you. And again, thank you for joining us on not short notice, no notice. Literally, we pulled you out of the chat room.
Thanks for filling in for me because I'm stupid.
Hey, it's all right. So I came on tonight because for another simple purpose of self-promotion. So I am The Geeky Husband. Follow me on Twitter at The Geeky Husband. I am Geeky Husband number 1625 for the Blizzard Battle.net ID. And more importantly, I just posted on my YouTube channel, on my Twitter account, it's That's Life in Heroes of the Storm. It is a spoof song that I'm submitting for the talent contest for Blizzard Entertainment's BlizzCon 2014. I'm a crooner. I sing like the Rat Pack guys and stuff like that. So I'm trying this out. This is the first time I've ever actually put my voice on the internet when it comes to me as a singer. It's something that I've done all my life, and I just really never had the balls to say, all right, I'm better than other people when it comes to my singing. So I'm going to give that a try, and I hope people like it. I hope Blizzard likes it, and we'll see what happens. I'll certainly keep you guys up to date with what happens for me.
That was awesome. I loved it. As soon as I saw you post, I saw it within like 20 seconds of you posting, and I watched it immediately. And I immediately posted it on our site, so you can see it right on HotsCast.com. It's the article right before this episode's article. So make sure to check that out.
Good luck on that, my friend.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome.
Hope that I get into the costume contest.
Yes, absolutely.
I got waitlisted. I got officially waitlisted. I'm so sad.
Oh, so sad. Sorry. Because I know you said like you thought you entered it too late.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well,
I
have to
on
the
like,
wait
go
list.
there.
I was gonna
true.
say, I'm like, that's the contest. They've got so many people submitted for that.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, I mean, because it's like a huge like regalia, so showing up in that and then not even getting to compete would really suck. But
that would, yeah.
It's okay.
Beep, 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 beep. This just in. Got an email from Blizzard Entertainment. Cinematic and street date reveal event, August 14th, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That is tomorrow, folks. And this episode is going up
12 and a half
within
hours.
the next 10 minutes. I'm going to edit it and have this posted in 10 minutes from right now. So you'll be able to listen to this right before watching the cinematic and street date reveal event for World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor. The Iron Horde is coming. Join us on the front lines for the unveiling of all new Warlords of Draenor content, including the world premiere of the Warlords of Draenor cinematic, a live interview with World of Warcraft designers Ian Hazzikastas, awesome name, probably the best name in all of Blizzard, and Brian Holinka. The premiere of Lords of War Episode 1A, Episode 1, a new animated lore miniseries. We just talked about an animated miniseries. That's incredible.
Oh, and Crayon picked up something too, and I actually retweeted this earlier, that there's actually already starting. They're already starting. Some of the esport groups are starting up heroes
fantastic.
teams and tournaments with however they can, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how they can do that yet, but
that's coming.
Awesome.
So it's already starting up.
And the last thing for the Warlords thing tomorrow, the announcement of the launch date is going to be tomorrow. They're actually going to announce the date, which they've been very vague on, even in the investor
1 week
call,
after BlizzCon.
probably. So we'll know at 9:30 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, which is
they're going to sit there in the
12:30.
keynote of BlizzCon, and they're going to be like, and you get a Warlords of Draenor, and you get a.
This is going to be a 45-minute.
Yes.
45-minute event, and it is hosted by Mike Morheim. We know him, and Chris Metzen. We know him too.
Who are those guys?
Yeah, and of course Ian Hazakostas, best name,
Ian
and Brian Hunlicka. So very good. Check that out. And you can follow the show on Twitter at HotsCast. I am at Rillandoon. Kaylee is at NerdyChar, and at Fimless is for Mike. Head to the show's homepage at hotscast.com for links to our Facebook, Google+, YouTube pages, show notes, videos, and more. You can email the show at hotscast@gmail.com. For all the services you could possibly think of that relate to a podcast and gaming, we can be found as HotsCast. Find our parent show hosted by our own Fimless and his faithful cohort Hydra at twistednether.net. You can hear myself and Nevik from Shattered Soulstone talk about all manner of geeky topics and things on Heroically Random at heroicallyrandom.com. Soon you'll be able to hear Kaylee and close friend of the show at Geek Over Random, aka Adam, who's in the chat room right now, from the Nexus, as he's sometimes called, on the forthcoming internet dating show Charred Hearts. You can find this show, Twisted Nether Blogcast, Heroically Random, and soon Charred Hearts on iTunes, Stitcher, and any podcatcher app of your choosing. Help out the show, leave us a review on Stitcher and iTunes, and we'll read your name out on the show. And hopefully no one's left an iTunes one that we haven't read out yet. I hate iTunes with a passion, so I have not ever checked it, but I will.
I haven't checked it. I should check.
Okay. I will, but I hate iTunes so hard. That is absolutely
voicemail-y stuff.
Yes, and leave us a voicemail. You can go to the website. You actually see a little tab that pops up from the right, and you can leave us a voicemail. And that'd be great. We'll play the call on the show. And that is definitely one of the best ways you can help us out. So we really appreciate that. Until next time, folks. Again, thank you, Steve, for joining us. You've been awesome as a co-host. We appreciate it, sir. We'll go and get burgers soon and probably go see Guardians of the Galaxy. We got to plan that. Until next time, folks, never stop asking yourself the question, who is your hero? Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Stole that from Scott Johnson. I just